Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. We have a lot of really interesting things to talk about today, all thanks to a series of tweets from Christopher Barrett, game director at Bungie, and also the person leading up the live team who is responsible for delivering quality of life improvements throughout the lifespan of the game. The tweets have to do with quality of life and game rewards, and most importantly, it has to do with Eververse. We finally have a response from Bungie. So let's jump in and break it all down. Again, these tweets come from Christopher Barrett, a member of the Bungie design team and probably one of my favorite people at the studio. Previously, he was in charge of the House of Wolves expansion, which tried a lot of really interesting ideas, and then him and his team returned with Rise of Iron, which featured my favorite raid in the game. He starts with this tweet. Happy holidays, Guardians. I hope you are enjoying the dawning or at least a bit of chaos and mayhem. There are a few things that I want to mention before the year ends. He moves on to address some of the outcry about the acquisition of cosmetics. In an attempt to balance out what cosmetics you can earn versus buy, he tweeted, "For the upcoming Iron Banner and Faction Rally events, in addition to brand new season armor ornaments, we're adding new themed sparrows, ghosts, ships, and shaders to the reward pool." Luckily, he also confirmed that this would be in addition to other rewards like gear and ornaments, meaning that these events will be more rewarding than ever before. He also confirmed that the events would in fact be returning in January, meaning no rally or Iron Banner in December, something I had already predicted to be the case ever since the delay was announced. There's only a few days left in December anyway, so I guess that's not that big of a surprise. Next up, staying in the theme of refined reward structures, he tweeted, also early next year, we're refactoring raid itemization across the game. The most difficult activities should be the most rewarding. This might in fact be referencing prestige activities, which is pretty exciting. Also, him and his team have already arguably perfected raid loot with Destiny 1's final raid, Wrath of the Machine. It was very purposeful loot hauls, you knew where everything came from in the raid, and you could control how much of it you received with optional uses of cache keys. Also, strangely enough, something that is missing from Destiny 2 is that the heroic or prestige version of the raid also granted you the loot from the normal mode, so you got basically twice the loot, and you could shard those for more materials. This is something that's sorely missing in the game right now, and I really hope that this is one of the things that makes a return. Also, when asked about raid-specific armor perks returning, he stated, "Yes, it's one of the things we're looking into. This would be a huge first step into making armor actually feel more unique aside from just the stat roll they drop with." Now, next up he dives into the topic of Eververse. It's about time someone at Bungie did. He stated, "And finally, I know we say it a lot, but we hear your feedback on Eververse. We both want our players to feel respected and to deliver great content regularly to our community. Expect lots of discussion with the dev team and an update on our path forward after the new year." Alright, so it's time for some #real talk with Future Foe. This makes me very happy, because at this point, I think I know Chris Barrett pretty well from all the panels and streams over the past few years. He is a really talented artist and really gets the game and gets what players want out of the game. I love that he used the word respect. It's in their intention to respect players, even if it doesn't seem like it lately, and so I will be respectful in return. That's just how I am. Call me naive if you want. In my last video, I got some really weird negative comments because the video wasn't about complaining about Eververse. It's like you can A, make a video about hating Eververse, or B, you're a shill for Bungie, that's the only choices I have. My answer to that is that that's just not my jam. There are already plenty of videos on that topic, and honestly, it's just a little tiring. That's not why I made this channel. It's not to complain about everything in every single video. This channel is for me to post Destiny news, guides, and analysis, and I think it's my duty as someone covering the news to approach each of these topics as objectively as possible. I see a lot of people complaining about the greed and wanting Eververse to be removed from the game. We get it, you hate Eververse, but the truth of the matter is that Eververse is here to stay, and while I may get a lot of hate in the comments for saying this, I genuinely don't think Eververse is the problem. Eververse is actually, in my opinion, the most polished part of this game, and that's the problem right there. There isn't as much thought and polish into the other endgame aspects of the game, mainly with earning progression. It's something they're working on to course correct, and I'd say the December 12th update is a pretty good step in the right direction. And from the sounds of these tweets, we have even more coming to us in January. So that's all I have to say about the topic. We're going to be learning a lot more about it in the new year, so we'll approach the topic once we have more information from Bungie. Now, as a bonus, Christopher Barrett wrapped up with the following tweet. One more for good measure. We have short-term and long-term solutions for vault space in the works, since I know that's another hot topic. So again, really good news. Now, judging from the past, my guess is that for the short term, this will include more space. Now, for the long term, I think we're going to see some deeper features that have to do with collections. Maybe have a completely redesigned vault system that has predetermined slots for every single weapon and armor in the game, so I can collect them all, kinda like trading cards. That would be pretty cool. Anyways, what are your thoughts on all of this? Don't get me wrong, I still hold Bungie accountable. They really need to deliver some major changes along with some gestures of good faith to try to win back a scorned player base. Let's just hope that that happens sooner than later. As for me, it makes me very happy that Chris came out with all of these tweets before the end of the year, and as always I have all the faith that they can deliver on their promises, because, well, I've seen it delivered before. It's that simple. Anyways, drop a like if you enjoyed this video and subscribe for more Destiny content. Happy holidays, and I will see you all next time.